Uh, Hello, Internet. I'm your only mate, and I don't really know how to do an intro for this. I'm sure you've all heard by now that uh, Rooster Teeth is closing its doors. Just gonna come out and say that has hurt me quite a bit. And I just want to get this part out of the way before I get to the actual point of this video. Since before I started this channel, I've loved watching just most of their stuff. One of my friends, who you've seen in a couple of Death Battle reactions, specifically to Bill vs. Discord and Rick vs. the Doctor, he introduced me to Red vs. Blue sometime after Season 9 ended, and from just that point then on, I was hooked. Red vs. Blue, and then I was there for when RWBY first began. Went on to watch stuff like Achievement Hunter. I was, of course, into Death Battle around a similar time, and then that became a part of Rooster Teeth, and other shows like X-Ray and Vav, Camp Camp. It's brought me a lot of laughs and entertainment. Even during a really, really low point for me, which was about 10 years ago this year. I won't get too much into it, just say that I was not in a good way. In fact, it was kind of because of that point that I actually dreamed of maybe just somehow, by some divine miracle, like the stars align and something happens. Like, maybe one day end up there. And perhaps help make the stuff that gave me what I needed. And it's even kind of why I even started doing stuff. Like, just on YouTube, just like trying different things, just building up skills of like editing, or being able to present myself on camera, and of course just like share my passion for these shows and the people that make them. Of course, over the years, I will admit that I've kind of started to realize that dream is like becoming less and less likely, but now it's I think it goes without saying, but I still want to try and do just whatever I can, whether it be just like a video on YouTube, the RWBY fanfiction I've been writing, which I will admit progress on that has slowed down considerably since the news hit, but slowly but surely still trying to get back into it and write more. I don't know what's gonna become of like RWBY, Death Battle, or anything I do a video on. I'm just waiting for news and hoping for the best. And I'll talk a little bit more on that for RWBY in particular towards the end. But I still want to do what videos I can. For this, what I'm going to be talking about soon, RWBY Volume 9 Beyond, and hopefully Volume 10. Because I'll go into it later, but I'm sure that is still going to happen. And I might also try and see if I can talk Max into doing a discussion about, well, literally anything. Well, no promises, but we'll see what happens. Enough of that. Let's talk about the major point of the video, and maybe give me less editing to do, because I've been sitting here for like 11 and a half minutes trying to get through that. I am so happy this isn't live streamed, by the way. Whatever I can do to make myself laugh. So, Volume 9. It happened. It's one of, if not my absolute favourite volume of the series, for a multitude of reasons. At RTX, they showed at the RWBY panel that there's an epilogue, like, animatic that they unfortunately had to cut due to, like, budgetary reasons, time, and all that stuff. And with the news, RWBY decided, let's show the full thing on the site for everyone. And they're going to be doing the same thing for Volume 9 Beyond. So, real quick, I just want to say thank you, RWBY, for doing that. And I'm going to be talking about this again in just a little bit, but, well, I mean, towards the end. I'm holding on to the hope that everything works out. And, of course, that everyone Rooster Teeth is able to, you know, find work. So, this animatic. We start off with a narration from Nora, and I just gotta say, Samantha Ireland did such a great job with this. Like, and I'm gonna be saying that for a whole bunch of people throughout this. But just everything that she does, like talking about how the gang buried their friends when there's nothing to bury, how Nora broke down crying at the memorial that they built, and that transitions into us seeing what happened after the portal disappeared at the end of Volume 8, and I want to give a particular shout out to Elizabeth Maxwell here, because this scream she lets out as Winter, just listen to it. That gives me chills. Like, Elizabeth is a fantastic voice actor, and this, like, come on. She's not the only one screaming, though, as Nora gears up to attack some more Ravager Grimm, only to be halted by a barrage of bullets, and Team Coffee arrive, which I got so happy when I saw them. Once everyone was going to Vacuo, I was just thinking, we're gonna get Team Coffee, and, you know, after the books, like, there's all the stuff that we could do, like, it's gonna be a good time, and it's good to see them. Not only did they show up, but so did Team Sun and Neptune. I'm happy to see these two again, but I also can't help but laugh just a little bit in the fact that even in animatic form, Scarlet and Sage just do not show up. Like, I'm sorry for laughing. If Scarlet or Sage is anyone's favorite character, I'm sorry, but anytime the rest of Team Sun just do anything, it's only Sun and Neptune. But Michael gets a line here, and it's just good to hear him in the role again. But while it's good to see all these characters again, there's still a lot of negative emotions around, which attracts Grimm, including, this one, is from the coffee books. Which is basically if the Sarlacc pit was, mobile. You're welcome for the nightmares. They get the civilians to the city and fight the Grimm off, which takes a couple days. Yeah, things in Vacuum are kind of rough. And they unfortunately get worse when a couple Vacuum assholes throwing cans at a little kid. Thankfully, though, Neon is there to defend the small child, and... Okay, 1, Neon confirmed alive, that's good, and what's also good is that we just get to hear Meg again. I'm always happy to just hear Meg voicing Neon. Once Nora arrives, the two guys get lost. Nora tries to comfort the small child, and they run saying they want to go home, which I can't blame them for. Whilst Nora wonders if any of them can move on, and if they're just too scarred. Which I have to admit, first time I saw this, there was a notable pause, and I was just thinking to myself, scarred? Then when I heard Nora say scarred, I was like, I can write it. You ever have one of those moments where you watch a thing? Side note, I didn't record a reaction to this because, well, it was coming out, like, pretty late my time, and I live in a joint house. There's another house on the other side of that wall, so the later it gets, the more I risk disturbing my neighbours. Up next we have Oscar, who goes and kills a theory I had, whilst wishing he had Ruby's determination and hope. He mentions that Ozpin had no real idea what happened to the group, which I had a theory that Lewis was a past Ozpin life, because I thought, oh, maybe that could, like, tie into perhaps why he let Jean into Beacon, because Oz would recognize him as, oh, hey, that's the Rusted Knight. Wait, he's good. I gotta let him into Beacon. Like, there you go, would have tied into that a little bit. But, nope, not a thing. So, oh well, there goes that. But Oscar has also been trying to look through records and find anything that could give him, like, some clue. But he's having no luck due to vacuuming records. Though he has a more pressing issue. That both he and Ozpin are trying desperately to fight the merger off. Which, just... Even in animatic form, just, like, seeing him struggle and, like, his eyes glow green and... God... I mean, that's not even getting into just the constant Grimm attacks and everyone just feeling at their worst and knowing they've got, like, dwindling time. Next we have Ren, who's wondering how Jean did it. How he went from just the goofball at Beacon to the leader that he was at Atlas after he had lost just so much. And just how overall that, well, they kind of relied on him. And whilst all this is going on, Ren's a lot more sociable. He walks up to Nora and Velvet saying that he was planning on just cooking for the gang and wonders if she'd like some too. She unfortunately declines because she and Velvet are off to help people in the outskirts, which he's cool with it. Just tells her, hey, keep doing you. We see a text conversation between him and Oscar, and I love that even in the animatic they drew the emojis. It's a nice touch. Makes me happy. Unfortunately, Oscar's busy. But Ren also gets a phone call from Yatsu, which causes him to go silent and run off, because there's some news. We get footage of Tyrion and Mercury in a prison breaking some people out. And there's just a scratching on the wall that says no place for royalty. So a lot of you out there who probably just watch the RWBY volumes, and that's about it, probably look at this and just have no idea what this is all about. Well, I have a simple solution. Read books.
No! God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And of course, if you don't want to read a book, you could also just get the audiobooks. They're beautifully narrated, and they're just fantastic stories. But anyway, those clear up who these guys are. And once you learn who they are, the fact they're teaming up with Salem, yikes, that is quite dangerous. And finally, we have the narrations from Winter, which, this is the part of the animatic that was at RTX. Winter and everyone at the memorial, and Winter blaming herself that it should have been her. That she's the reason everyone's gone. Which, okay, it's not your fault, Winter. If anything, it's Cinder. Like, screw her. However, we get a little bit extra, which I was not expecting. First of all, we cut to this shot of Atlas get out, long live the crown. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But, yikes. And the Veil ship flies overhead. Winter goes to investigate. I just love the fact that she can just fly. Like, after being in the Ever After, I kind of forgot how just handy the Maiden powers are. Like, could just fly, like, whenever you like. And that's when Winter finds port, and we have some news. After Salem left Atlas, she went to Vale and destroyed everything. Like, on the ship, it's just Port and Oobleck. And there's this shot of Oobleck where he just looks... I think it kind of goes without saying. And I want to remind people of just, like, the conversation he had with RWBY in Volume 2, where he looks around ruins and talks about how he sees lives that could have been saved. I think about that, and then just this look, and just... Winter asks, where's Glenda? And Port says that she's gone. Like, doing what she can in Vale, and how they led the civilian evacuation. They didn't know where else to go other than Vacuo. And I need to know, is Ty okay? Like, is he there in Vacuo? Because, okay, it's like, we know the Team RWBY make it back to Remnant, and can we get a reunion between Ty, RWBY, and Yang? Like, I want to see that. I don't want to see them get back and then find out, oh, by the way, your dad's dead. Or might be. I'm hoping he's alright. Also, side note, Oobleck doesn't say anything. And, given who his voice actor is and the fact that he didn't come back to play Caboose in Red vs. Blue, I'm wondering what they're going to do with him going forward, if anything. Dibs.
What?
I call dibs on voicing Oobleck. Dibs.
You can't call dibs.
Yeah, I can. Dibs. See? I just did it again. Now, get out of here, Tomato Can. I've got a video to make.
Ha ha, tomato can.
You too, Lemonhead.
Hey, I'm orange, not yellow.
Whatever. Moving on. Next we have Crow, Willow, and Winter just walking around with a cart, handing out bread to just everyone. And this moment when someone has a flask, I love Crow comforting Willow, just saying, hey, one step at a time. And they just walk off. It's a nice moment. Of course, it's interrupted by some woman shouting Willow because she's a schnee. And, yeah. So, I don't know if this person's from Mantle or if they're vacuuming. Either way, yeah, they got beef with schnees. So, yikes. But at the same time, Willow's trying to help. Okay, props to Crow for just like, look, we're leaving, okay? Unfortunately, Winter overhears a group of people talking to Marrow and Hans Gussman, because he is a mole man. I'm calling him a combination of Hans Mole Man and Gus, who is his voice actor. Like, it's just a cute little thing. Anyway, group leave the city. So those guys are probably dead. Anyway, Winter thinks it might actually be for the best that Weiss doesn't see what's going on. And even puts on the memorial, don't come back. And finally, we get Crow, who, after all this time and everything that's happened, he's actually feeling optimistic. Like, yeah, things are bad, but there's a lot of good being done. People coming together, helping each other. And he mentions it's like a friend to him, as he has the pin. It's just a matter of perspective. And we get this fun little session of the Happy Huntresses and just a few kids. Fiona just makes a ball appear and throws it at Joanna, which gives everyone a laugh. Which is nice to see. And we get this little interaction between Crow and Robin, who I'm also just happy to see, and it's great hearing Christina V again. Shout out to her for drawing this, by the way. No, seriously, she drew that at a convention. It's a Christina V original, and I am very happy to own it. And she shows Crow something that, it gets me going again. A little drawing that people made of Ruby, and the words, "Remember her message." I'm jumping ahead here to the credits, but I'm just super happy that we have this image of it. I was so happy to see that. And Crow talks about how he wishes everyone could see it. The good that they started. And then we get to a moment which I still remember the crowd reaction at RTX and how much people started just ahhing and cheering when they saw this, but a portal opens up and it's Raven. And she brought Team Ruby and John. So, hey, Raven's back and it looks like she's actually willing to help. And I'm just thinking, like, man, 2 maidens on the same team, like, fighting against Salem, that's gonna be a big help. Also, we still don't know who the Summer Maiden is. If she's even shown up. Like, it could be someone that we've not met yet, or maybe it is someone who we already know. If it's that, I have a really wild theory, which I'm hoping it's not true for a couple reasons, but one of my theories was, what if it's Carly? Now hear me out. Why would the Summer Maiden not be in Vacuo? Well, that would keep the relic that much safer, wouldn't it? But if she's out in Menagerie, like, away from Vacuo, who's going to think to look there? Also, all the current maidens, like, have a tie to Team RWBY. Like, Winter is Weiss' sister, Raven is Yang's mother, Cinder, well, just has a hate boner for RWBY. So, naturally, I suspect that Summer Maiden is going to be tied to Blake somehow. Though, at the same time, I don't want them to just pull, like, oh, one of their mothers is the Maiden. Like, that twist has been done. Like, I don't think they need to do it again, but it's a thought that was in my head at one point, and I thought, just bring it up, because, hey, you never know. Might end up being right. And then I get bragging rights. Crow smiles, and I don't know how he doesn't just, like, race over and hug his nieces. Like, I feel like that's the first thing I would do. The team just look up at the sky, seeing all the ships and everything. And I have no real words to talk about this bit. No jokes. Just watch.
How?
You sent a message. And the world answered.
Hey, Crow, are you coming to the meeting or... Hey, everyone.
So that's the Volume 9 epilogue. Honestly, a fantastic epilogue in a way to round out Volumes 7, 8, and 9, like the whole Atlas arc, and gearing up for Volume 10, which I'll talk about soon, why I think like it will happen. But also, just, it's good seeing a whole bunch of people again. Like, fantastic voice performances from everyone involved. And the music and all the scenes just make him hit that much harder. And I just gotta say thank you, RWBY, for bringing this out. And Volume 9 Beyond, which it isn't out yet, but Kerry has said that it should be coming. And thank you for making this show and continuing it, and thank you to those who were trying their hardest to find a studio to help continue RWBY. I am confident that Volume 10 will happen. One word. Passion. The passion that RWBY have behind making this show. The passion that the fans have for it and just wanting to see more. Like, there's gotta be just some studio out there that recognizes that and, understands that and will help see it through to the end. Because I want to see this show get to its finale. I've spent 10 plus years watching it, seeing the characters develop, and not just them, but all the people involved, just grow as writers, voice actors, directors, everything. And I want to see them give it a finale that has the story go out with a bang. And I want to see these characters, as cliche as this is going to sound, I want to see them get their happily ever afters. Because they deserve it. However, while I'm confident that it will happen, I do want to address a concern that I do legit have. When RWBY gets picked up by another company, studio, This isn't a request. This is a demand. RWBY goes with it. There's no RWBY without RWBY. And if it gets picked up by some studio that, I don't know, thinks they can fix it, or wants to just reboot it at this point, then there's a good chance I'm not going to watch it. If it's suddenly handed off to like a bunch of different people that have like no history with this or anything, then it's just not gonna feel the same. Or if, I don't know, it gets rebooted, that's gonna be especially annoying after we get to this point and then all of a sudden, nope, we're starting from scratch. Sorry if this sounds cross, but that would be extremely blue balling. And goddammit, I got enough of that with Sony's live-action Spider-Man movies. I'm more than confident that RWBY will continue. It's become so much bigger than I think everyone ever expected it to. And it deserves to finish its story. Like, whether Volume 10 is, like, the last volume, or maybe we're gonna get a couple more for the Vacuo arc, which, that would be fantastic. I want RWBY to be the ones that ultimately continue it. If they're not involved, that's when I'm gonna go into it worried, or just borderline not want to watch it. On that note, I don't really know what else to talk about for this. I still want to do videos. Going through Volume 9 Beyond. I've even thought about maybe doing an unboxing of like my final Rooster Teeth store order, which, admittedly, because stuff kept getting added into the store that I also wanted, is now 4 packages instead of one big one. Hang on. Two of which are already here. And I'm just waiting on the other 2. So, that might be a thing. I don't know. But, we'll see. Also, let me know if you'd be up for, like, a Max and Mate discussion on, the Coffee and Sun books. Because, okay, well, yeah, I'm the only one who's, gone through them. You get Max's reaction to some stuff. Might have to wait on that a bit, though, because I would have to re-go through After the Fall. For some reason, I remember Before the Dawn way more. I don't know why. But, yeah, it's just like a little, refresher on everything. Then we'll sit down and talk about it. I need to edit this down a lot because I've been recording for over an hour. Yeah, while I've been, like, emotional, there's been a lot of gaps. Yeah, this is, I think, yeah, you know. I'm not going to do one of my RWBY outros this time. I'm just going to say, thanks for watching. I don't know, like, what my next video is going to be. I don't know, like, what I'm going to be doing. It's, we'll see what happens. And, I said that I'm still working on the fanfic, so hey, go to my Twitter. No, I'm not calling it the other thing. Screw you, Elon. Because I'm still, like, doing stuff. Like, commissioning like comics that feature those three. And also still working on the fan fiction, which will include like more of them. So yeah, if you like that stuff, then yeah. Right now, I'll see you whenever I next do. Bye.